Are they going to be able to, Tom? I'm not saying, I'm not asking you to predict who comes out on top of this election-wise. I think it's a foregone conclusion at this point. It's going to be an ugly court mess with a court decision that's going to make half the country pull their hair out. But is the Trump administration going to be able to overcome the system blocks enough to at least show the American people what happened? Can this stuff be traced and found?
Okay, so there's two, that's the most important question, right? And there's two aspects to it, politically and legally. If you don't mind, I'd like to address legally.
Please.
There's two elements to this. One, you want fairness in reviewing the counting, and there hasn't been. In Detroit, you had three Philadelphia, you had 3 Democrats to every 1 Republican. They had to stand 30 feet away, on and on. The other issue is to throw out a ballot and say it's not legal. You have to have proof that that particular ballot has some fatal flaw. Now, you can do that on an individual basis, but how do you do it on enough to overturn this 100,000 dump here and there? That's the hard thing, because what they do is they bring in these ballots, mix them with others. How do you know? That's the opportunity. If you're old enough like I am to remember Perry Mason and these mysteries, they had to prove the motive. We get that winning the election. When they don't have a dead body, an opportunity. Did the criminal or the accused have the opportunity to commit the crime, or do they have an alibi because they were in another country or whatever it is? The opportunity here is all these ballots sitting around. So on a legal basis, it's very difficult to throw out ballots, because in Nevada, they told the Supreme, Jesse, you're not going to believe this. They told the Supreme Court that if a ballot comes in after 8 p.m. on election night, when the polls close, they would segregate those and count them separately. You know what they did? They mixed them in. So how do you go back in time? And they know this. They know they can get away with it. So legally, it's a steep climb. Politically, if this president sadly does not get to stay in office, what they need to do, and everyone around the country who listens to you, if they have evidence of this, needs to turn it in or put it on Facebook, get it out there. He must expose this like nobody's business, so that the whole world, and especially the United States, sees the magnitude of this and forces changing in our system. We have to turn our ballots into what the $100 bill looks like now. And you know all the protections now that go into the making of a $100 bill. We have got to do that for ballot measures, for our ballots going forward.
Hey, thanks so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and like and subscribe. You heard me. Like it, subscribe. You'll get a lot more of it and a lot more of me.